What's up, Carsplainers? Today we have the 2020 Lexus NX 300H, the hybrid. So why don't we get to know it and see what's going on. It does have smart access with the passive key in your pocket, and we do have sensors on all 4 doors. So you'll be able to see the lock sensor there, and for unlock you would just put your hand behind. So it's nice to have that on the rear door as well. Inside we have a power driver's seat. It has 2-way lumbar control, and these are leather seats with the luxury package. On the driver door we have controls for the power mirrors, as well as we have power folding mirrors, and if you put them to auto in the middle, they will fold in when you lock the vehicle, or you can force them to fold or force them to deploy. Power door lock buttons, child window buttons, and power window controls. They are auto up and down on all 4 windows. Here we have the auto high beam control, blind spot monitor system on and off, the power lift gate button, heated steering wheel button, and then the panoramic sweeping parking camera view, as well as power controls for the rear seats. So power rear seats are pretty rare, but they are here on the Lexus NX. On the left hand side we also have the toggle for the various trip meters, for if you want to keep track of your mileage, as well as the brightness and dimness of the instrument panel. This Lexus NX also has a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Again, something that's not all too common here in the compact luxury SUV segment. Put your foot on the brake, and Toyota and Lexus tend to call their hybrids power buttons. So with other controls, we do have lighting control on the stock for Lexus and Toyota vehicles. We have auto, daytime running light off, or you can set the parking and full headlights. And you can turn your fog lights on or off. And then they do the customary tap to change lanes, or the full for turn signals. On the left we have volume control buttons, as well as preset or seek and track and mode for the various modes of the radio system. You also have your Bluetooth phone controls and your voice recognition system. And then on the right hand side we have our 5-way controllers, so 4 directionals and a selection and back, and that's used to toggle through the menus. So side to side for menus, so information, directional information or navigation, your audio information, and then the driver assist system screens. Any urgent messages that the vehicle might need to be telling you, as well as settings. And then you can go down into each selection. And I like that it does kind of tell you down below in the gray whether you can toggle something on or off. So below that we have the menu, which kind of brings you back up to kind of a home screen for that instrument display. And since this is a hybrid, we typically have a kind of electric mode in terms of charge, whether it's regeneratively recharging the hybrid battery, an eco indicator, or a power mode where it's telling you that you're in power. And we have a speedometer on the right hand side. We can also choose a digital speedometer to pop up in the middle, and traditional kind of temperature and fuel gauges. And even though this has a type of CVT transmission, we do have flappy paddles right here on the steering wheel. On the right side, we do have the windshield wiper controls. So push up for mist. You can set it in auto mode. This does have auto wipers. Change the sensitivity of auto, and you can have them on or high. And then if you twist if you twist the end here, that's for the rear wiper control. On the center, we have nice hard controls for all of the HVAC or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems. So toggles, nice metal look and feel toggles for the temperature. So you can have the driver and passenger temperature settings. Fan speed also toggled here. And then the modes. You can kind of select through there. It is automatic. And you can set dual, so it can be separate temperatures, or just have them sync. This vehicle does have heated and ventilated seats. Right now they are ventilated because it is over 90 degrees and about 90% humidity out. So for the driver and passenger sides, and the hazard light switch. We also have the rear seat belt sensors that will call out the left, middle, and right passengers and seat belt status. Down below that, there's a small cubby. Can't quite fit a Google Pixel 3 XL phone, but it can kind of stay for while we're parked here. We have volume and tuning knobs, as well as a CD player. When's the last time anyone here used a CD player? And again, some hard controls down below that to eject, get to the radio menu, media, seek track. We do have the upgraded Mark Levinson audio system. Here's a traditional shifter. It's Toyota's and Lexus's older style gated shifter, so no buttons or levers, but it does kind of use a zigzag pattern. To the left of that, we have the drive mode controller. So push for normal, twist to the left for eco, or right for sport. One fun thing about sport is when you do select sport by twisting this knob to the right, it brings up a traditional tachometer for the vehicle. And even though the car is on, the gas engine is not on, and so the tachometer reads 0, which can be a little bit confusing for some people. We have the selection for auto brake hold. Doesn't like that the driver's seat is not seat belted. And below that, the parking brake. So pull up to engage the parking brake, and as long as you have your foot on the brake, you can disengage the parking brake. And here we have Lexus's much maligned remote touch interface. So it uses a cursor on the screen, and you wipe this as you would kind of a trackpad. You have a nice wrist rest for when you're using that trackpad, and we have the cup holders here in the front. They do again have kind of nice tensioners to help keep bottles and cups in place, and it does look like it has rubber inserts to help keep things clean. The armrest, nice and big and padded, and inside we have 2 USB ports, and they do have some lighting around them, the auxiliary jack, and a 12-volt outlet here. Glove box is locking. It's push to open. Nicely lined, damped opening. Can definitely fit the giant set of manuals that come with a Lexus. Up above, we do have an auto dimming center rear view mirror, and it has the built-in HomeLink or programmable garage door openers on there. Above that, on the overhead console, the lights are all touch sensitive to turn on. So the two map lights, and when you touch the large one, all of the lights in the cabin turn on. And a nice fade out for each. And we have the sunroof controls. So two separate controls if you want to tilt up or if you want to open. And it is a fairly standard sized sunroof, so no panoramic here. And we do have fabric covered sun visors, and they do swing out to the left. The whole unit does not extend, but it has this little extension. I find that the sun always kind of creeps in either above or to the edge, but this does look like at least the length covers, but the sun usually still kind of peeks through right here for me. They are illuminated. Back here we have the, again, adjustable height for your seatbelt. This is the upgraded 10.25-inch infotainment system, and for 2020 it is supposed to have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. The Apple CarPlay does work. We'll kind of show you a quick image of that, but our Android Auto did not work when connected to the vehicle, and we'll show you why. So in the driver door jamb, you'll be able to find, for almost every vehicle, a vehicle information sticker such as the one here. And this date here in this corner indicates that this vehicle was made in 9 of 2019, so September 2019. And 2020 Lexus NX models starting with October got Android Auto connectivity, so we missed it by just 1 month. So here I am in the back seat. I'm about 6 feet tall. The driver's seat is where I would have it positioned. I have plenty of leg room for my knees here. My feet are a little bit tight under the seat in front of it, so it could use a little bit more room for your toes. Right now they're kind of wedged in pretty snugly. But in terms of overall room, there's definitely tons of headroom, likely owing to not having a panoramic moonroof that a lot of vehicles have today. But even still, they've scalloped out a good amount of area back here, and definitely would be comfortable in here for any kind of road trip. The rear seats do have a power folding and power recline function. Again, not very common. The controls are right down here. They do not slide forward or back, but they do have the recline capability. So this is in the fully reclined mode. You can kind of bring it to a bolt upright position, and you can fold it. Won't go all the way since we have the armrest and cup holder out. And so the vehicle determined that it would not be able to fold all the way and corrected itself. We do have rear vents back here, but no power ports that we can tell. All three headrests are adjustable, and so that's definitely nice to have. One oddity that we saw was the mounting of the center position seatbelt. It comes down from the ceiling, and you connect it almost behind the left side passenger. So that's kind of where the seatbelt would be. It would obviously then reach over and click in. but we can't help but think that that's going to be, you know, slightly uncomfortable for the left side passenger. So to undo the seatbelt and stow it back up into the headrest, you use the seatbelt itself, the buckle, and there's a red slot here, and you just insert that in and it pops out. And after that happens, you can let it retract and stow it back up in position. The cargo area is nicely finished, carpet all the way up kind of to the half wall. There are two nice lights to help keep things illuminated at night. Tie down points at the front and at the rear of the vehicle, and also hook areas where your cargo net could be stowed. There would also typically be a little privacy panel that would help keep your cargo kind of out of sight. If you lift this, there's an actual spare, and you can use this hook to kind of keep the lid up, and there is a temporary spare under here. It does have two nice buttons for when you want to close or close and lock as you walk away.